The current state of the video game industry right now is completely flawed and overrun by absurd business practices, having employees' jobs on the line at any given moment. This is corporate America. They treat their customers like units of revenue and they treat their employees like units of production. The higher ups at these game companies should be ashamed of themselves, ruining their employees' lives to push their egos and their profits forward. That is their priority. Having this go big or go home mentality for creating art. Go home meaning firing an entire department and getting rid of the developers that actually made the game what it is. It doesn't make sense to me that games are taking 7 to 15 years to develop. There was a hyperfixation over graphics and visual fidelity and frame rate, and not the actual gameplay, which leads to two things. Developers aren't going to take risks and they're going to make something bare bones and basic, which they know they're going to make a profit over, or they're going to have a close to $3 million budget for a single game with high hopes and expectations that the game is going to be very successful and eventually make profit. There are so many games, if you took a real good look at them, they do not look amazing. Elden Ring and Monster Hunter Worlds, Monster Hunter Rise, all the Monster Hunter games do not look amazing close up, but in its immersion in the gameplay loop, these games are fantastic. They are high sellers on any platform. On the 3DS, on the Switch, Monster Hunter is a staple game, selling millions of copies on hardware that is not the greatest. Even the newly revealed Monster Hunter Wilds looks extremely rough, but you know that game's gonna sell like lemonade on a hot sunny day. Visual fidelity is not the end-all be-all for gaming, and it's unfortunate that the developers of the game, the hard workers, the concept artists, the modelers, the musicians, the sound designers, are the ones having their lives, mental health, and employment status ruined by bad business practices and terrible publishers. 2024 has been the year of the layoffs. Every game company across the board, Sony, Microsoft, Epic Games, Unity, Activision Blizzard, you name it, have received mass layoffs. With all the layoffs in 2024, Nintendo's name is not in that conversation. Even when Nintendo was in a bad position in 2012 with their failed console release, the Wii U, the CEO at the time, rest in peace Iwata, cut his own salary so that everyone in the company could eat. There were no layoffs. He is a legend. That is not something any other company in this day and age would have the heart to do. Game developers are overworked, stressed, and have video game crunch scheduled into the development cycle of those games, meaning overtime with no pay. To do all that hard work just to be fired after the game releases is ridiculous. This is not an appealing industry to be a part of right now. You go to work, you do an amazing job, you do what you were told to do. Your hard works and efforts either get canceled completely of 6 years of development, or you just lose your job. You're out the job. It's absolutely ridiculous. These companies are chasing paper in all the wrong ways. That's why indie studios have been taking over for a very long time. Lethal Company is a $10 game made by 10 people that has made millions and millions of dollars. Having PlayStation 2 graphics, and has received a lot of attention for simply being a great game. Graphics do not sell games anymore. Sorry to break it to you, but that's just the reality of the matter right now. Graphics do not sell games. A lot of these high graphic games underperform. The development and the amount invested into these games is absurd. Not every single corner of a game needs to be high resolution. That's why, do you know how long it takes to render? Like a single frame of a high poly shot for a game? Do you know how long it takes to render? This is why Nintendo has been dominating forever. Nintendo focuses on low cost and high profits because they just produce amazing work. Y'all can hate on Nintendo all you want. Oh, they only make games for kids. Oh, the graphics are garbage. But business-wise, Nintendo's got paper. Y'all might not like their games, but you can't disrespect the hustle. These games come out frequently and they bring in a lot of money. Even when it came to their movie, the Mario movie's budget was $100 million, which is pretty low in comparison to other movies that are coming out. And they made like $1.3 billion in box office. And the graphics for the movie were absolutely stunning, which transitioned into Mario Wonder. The animations, the visuals, the vibrancy, the game was alive, and the game looks and feels and sounds amazing. Mario Wonder being a financial success, delivering record-breaking sales, selling 4.3 million copies within the first 2 weeks, and a month later almost selling 12 million copies. Nintendo has paper. The future of gaming is not looking bright. Honestly, I'm leaving it up to Nintendo. I'm very much so looking forward to 2025 to see what Nintendo has to offer, because gaming is dying. There are a lot of people dropping the hobby or just sticking to retro games. Current generation gaming and these terrible business practices of releasing an unfinished game just to get a quick buck and make up for it with microtransactions and DLC, and then firing the people that made the game at the end of the life cycle. It's a terrible state. And the variety of games at this point are all the same. They're all Souls-likes, all Overwatch clones, and all hack and slash games. There is no originality. It has gotten so bad to the point, if they ain't gonna do something new, they gonna do a remake or a remaster. Let me get my game. Why does Sony keep remaking The Last of Us? And who keeps buying it? They remade this game like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. This is a PS3 game that got remade on the PS4 and a texture update on the PS5 for $70. Who keeps buying this? Stop buying this. I'm down for companies to make remakes or remasters if these games are locked to old hardware from like 2001. Paper Mario, for example. Yes, I would love a new Mario RPG. I would love to see the Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, format come back. But a 20-year-old remake on the Nintendo Switch? Okay, I can get down with that. Nostalgia, and every remake that Nintendo puts on their console, they act like it's not old. Remastered is not attached to the title. For a lot of people, it's just a new game. The Last of Us, they keep remaking this game every year. I would love to see a PlayStation 5 Uncharted, but we probably won't see Uncharted 5 until 2027 because that is likely to be a $400 million budget. This is a massive problem within the video game industry right now. These practices are ruining the entertainment, ruining people's lives and ruining people's employment, and I can't get down with that kind of behavior. You know what I find interesting? These high budget games take 6 to 7 years to develop, and when they finally release, they have 5 to 15, maybe 20 hours of gameplay without replay value. It's interesting to pay $70 for a 5 to 10 hour experience. That's just me. I know art is subjective, to each their own. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the matter. Let's get a conversation going. Like the video, share the video with a friend, your auntie, cousin, coworker, or grandma. And subscribe if you haven't already. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me. We can play on Xbox, we can play on PC, but the occasional life is the life for me. I'm a gamer. YouTube entertainer, get the information, make visual explainers.